guys, welcome back to Tribe Talk. Today we have Courtney with us, and she's actually traveling right now. She's in Mexico. So, Courtney, so you usually come to us from Canada. You're usually in Canada, that's where you live and work, but where are you today in Mexico?
So today I'm in Mexico City and it is the middle of winter in Canada and I needed some sun, so I came here.
That sounds amazing. So what have you been doing so far? Any highlights?
Eating,
Lots of eating.
shopping, walking, like just staring at plants and being happy to see green leaves and sunshine in January. So yeah.
Yeah, that's probably super nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, yeah, so today we're just going to be discussing email marketing, some key trends that you should be implementing into your email marketing for 2020. Courtney has 5 ways that you can revamp your email marketing. So, Courtney, take it away. What are some tips for our viewers?
So for 2020, if you're looking for a way to bring in more revenue, bring in more sales, retain first-time customers or get some new customers, there's 5 things that you can do very simply, very easily to kind of spruce up your email marketing without adding budget into any of your paid acquisition channels. The first thing that you can do is add personalization, especially to subject lines, including the parameters to add a person's first name can stand out from other emails and catch their attention because they're seeing your name and they feel like you're talking to them. You can also add personalization into the headlines or the body copy of your email. And this can also include adding things like things that are dynamic items in their cart, things that they've looked at that on your website before, anything that's personalized to their experience with your brand. And then second, responsive emails. So before you send out an email campaign, test it on your mobile phone, send it to yourself, send it to a couple of different devices just to make sure that everything is clickable and displaying properly on mobile, since a lot of shoppers are now shopping from their phones. And then something that's kind of becoming a trend for 2020 is designing for dark mode. So a lot of people have started using dark mode on their phones, and it's expected that the major email clients are going to start supporting this. And so testing and when you're designing an email template, testing to make sure that if a phone is in dark mode, that you don't have the white boxes around any logos, and just making sure that your text can still display and everything works for people who decide to use their phone in dark mode.
I definitely need to turn that on.
Yeah, same. Like at nighttime. Very
good.
The third thing that you can do is just streamlining content, and this just comes down to either repurposing your creatives that you've either made for other emails and using them in newsletters or a different email flow, repurposing user-generated content. So things, for example, that I sometimes will do for some clients is just drop in a grid of Instagram posts or posts from other people and just make 4 or 6 images. Sometimes you can do this and you can add a review underneath or a star review, but just basically repurposing any content that you've got in emails. And then there is a trend for 2020 for emails to start going more minimal, which does help your audience kind of shop better and be able to save them from going through clutter and reading lots of writing, and kind of free up their inbox.
I'm all about that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And then sending regularly. So find an email, especially for newsletters, find a newsletter schedule that works for you. So if you're a brand that gets a ton of media mentions or user-generated content, or you've got lots of people talking about your brand, or anything kind of buzzworthy that happens regularly, you can schedule your email newsletter for something like weekly or twice a week even. This helps people kind of get used to hearing from you at a certain time, and it also just helps build your audience and keep them engaged, and therefore you can keep your list larger because they're staying engaged for longer. And then the last thing that you can do is A/B testing more frequently. A/B test everything all the time. Test different subject lines, test different pre-headers, test different calls to action, different headlines, anything from the time of day that you send your newsletters, the day of the week, the length of content. Test everything and you will see what your audience likes, because everybody's brand is different, everybody's audience is different, and testing for yourself is really the only way that you're going to find out really what works for you. That's what I
Oh,
have.
that's awesome. Thank you for those tips. Those are huge. That's going to be really great for our viewers to implement. So I appreciate that. And we thank you guys for tuning in today, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Bye.